Hello, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to episode 252 of the Drunk Dashers podcast. I'm your host as always. It's your boy, it's Tyler. And also, join me, we have the man, the myth, the legend, Sir Colonel Gables. What's up, buddy?
Hey, man, I am freaking fine this week. Without everything else that's been going on at work and all the other stuff that's been going on in my life, I feel like a lot of burden has been lifted off my soul. And also, I'd like to announce and stuff that Colonel Gables is trying to find love.
Oh!
So
the Love Podcast.
But so I'll do seriousness, man. It's like I have been on the fence for a while now. It's like, man, should I try a dating site? Should I try to do this and do that and stuff? And since I want to go out and meet more people and stuff, I'm not really limiting myself to just the dating site. But it's like, I went on the match, I made my profile, I kid you not, I've spent a better part of this day checking out so many profiles, and I kid you not, man, it's like a full-time job in and of itself, because I have spent, I kid you not, most of this day on Match.com on my phone, and I kid you not, I've gone over like at least 100 profiles in the span of that time. And man, it's just crazy. It's like there's a lot of people that's like near my area, a lot of this and a lot of that, but I've been finding out that because I live in such a small rural place and stuff, well, around this area and the whole, Olympic Peninsula, it's like there ain't that many women or something like that are available around here. So it's like I gotta expand my horizons, and it's like I've set it literally from like, say, gosh, I had like 50 miles away from where I live to about 500. Oh, but yeah, that's just a little bit of personal stuff that Colonel Gables is just wanted to share, and we will not go into detail unless something interesting happens. So, other than that, I'm fine. How are you doing, Tyler?
I'm doing alright, man. Doing alright. Ladies, hide your credit card. Gables is on the hunt. Sorry.
God damn it. You're almost as worse as Wes. Oh, speaking of Wes.
Oh, yeah.
Holy shit, man. It's like I post these things on Facebook, and all of a sudden I get a response here from like our good old buddy, Tyler and I's good old buddy from the Talking Ship, Wes. And it's like just random stuff. It's like, yeah, man. Yeah, man. It's like, man, you wouldn't believe all the crazy shit that's been happening to me lately. Like, oh my god. Oh my god. Listeners, let me take you a little bit back here for a second. It's like Tyler and I have known our friend Wes now for at least a few years, at least a few years. And this dude is a wild card in and of itself. So it's like he gets on these crazy escapades, like on Tinder dates and this and that and stuff. And I fucking love this dude, man. He's a Seattleite through and through. He's like a professional photographer. He's really fucking cool. But at the same time and stuff, he makes me fucking laugh so hard with all the shit that he goes through and all the other, like, random stuff. So he goes through, he answers my thing. It's like, I post a thing on my Facebook, and all of a sudden I get a little response from him. It's like, yeah, man, get it.
Yeah.
Fuck, dude.
He's awesome. His Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook are, when I'm scrolling through and I see him, you gotta stop. You gotta read. You gotta read what's going on there.
That ain't no lie.
He's a good guy.
Like,
He's an awesome guy.
I'll tell you what, guys, like, the Drunk Dash Nerds fandom, kid you not, go on to Twitter, search out Wes Smith, or, like, go through,
isn't it like ukulele punk or something like that? I think.
Ukulele punk. Yeah, that's exactly what it is, ukulele punk.
Yeah. Yeah, pretty sure it's
man, if you want to see some good pictures, you want to see some, like, good crazy stuff, search out ukulele punk on Twitter. I kid you not, you'll not be disappointed.
Nope.
What?
No, I'm just agreeing with you. I'm on his Twitter page right now. No, it is good time. He's also a photographer, so yeah, he's a cool guy. But don't play him in fighting games because he'll just destroy you.
Oh yeah, man.
It also takes the shirt.
So it makes him such a wild card.
Yes, that's why we love him. But this is a video game show, not a show about how awesome West is, which I'm sure we can do a whole show on that. Maybe not a weekly one, but at least a show on. Maybe one of these days when there's nothing to talk about. But there are a few things to talk about, Gables. Surprisingly.
Oh yeah, there is.
Fuck it. You want to do news first?
Let's do news.
All right, cool. Because we've been playing some games too, but there's actually I'm really excited about this first topic here. I want to talk about.
All right.
So Pokemon Company is officially hiring people for localization for the Pokemon Switch game.
Awesome.
Yep. So basically, some details that come out about it is that the Pokemon Company International hiring localization editors on a 6-month contractual basis. The role is anticipated to commence between April and June. So that means that it's going to start somewhere in between there. And that actually Pokemon Sun and Moon, they started hiring for localization in early January and started the process. Same thing happened. April to June started working on it, and the game came out in November of that year. So we're looking at the same timetable as Sun and Moon, possibly as we are with the Switch game. Sounds like there's a chance at 2018. What do you think? If I gave you $20 and you put that money down, and I don't know what the odds are, but you get $100,000 back if you're right. Are you saying 2018? Or are you going to bet 2019?
Well, here's the thing. With all of that coming into play, not only because of the localization process in January, and not only because Game Freak themselves are going through and they're hiring these contractors, these developers or something like that for a 6-month contract, it's going to be hard to argue that thing is going to be out 2019. From what it sounds like from the initial process, they got the core concept down. They've got like the localization stuff pretty much underway right here, and probably even finished maybe with like the Japanese version or whatever the heck. They are. This is like February, obviously, and it's like it's not hard to believe that potentially this is suggesting that this could be out by the end of this year. So I'm just gonna say that I think you will probably be fucking winning the bet, Tyler, because I think this thing could come out as soon as like the end of this year. Because you're exactly right. The last time something like this happened, it was like Sun and Moon, Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon a year later and stuff. And because how much they want to get a mainline Pokemon game on the Switch, this makes a lot of sense considering that, for one, it was the core Pokemon team, a Game Freak, were not even working on Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon. Those were a lot of the newer people of that group who were tasked to just take the helm, while the other, like, veterans of Game Freak were working on something else, potentially this upcoming Switch game. So you know what, man? It's like, hell, I bet 2018 would be the release date now.
Yeah.
After seeing all that.
Yeah. And remember, we talked about before about how Nintendo's really been pressuring Pokemon Company and Game Freak to get this game out as soon as possible. But even I was thinking, okay, with that, because when we talked about, I think, E3 when they announced it, we were thinking this was a 2020 game at best. Or like maybe 29, but probably 2020.
Well, yeah.
And I never... Go ahead.
It's because the reason why we initially thought 2020, like, even I, like, specifically, like, maybe like 2019, 2020 and stuff, is because routinely, these type of Pokemon games, they take a few years in order to develop.
Yeah.
I mean, we're talking about a 2-3 year cycle, at least, between generations of Pokemon games. Like, for example, X and Y was 2013, then it's like, for like 2015 or 2016 or something like that, it was, oh gosh. It was like Omega Ruby Alpha Sapphire or something like that. Yeah. Then after that, it's like Sun and Moon was like 2016, and then the rare exception being games like, say, Black 2 and White 2 and like Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon be like a year after, those, they generally run at that type of like not reiteration, but they run at that type of scheduled release, like historically.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Yeah, and I was thinking, 2020 made sense because this is going to be on the Switch. This isn't going to be a 3DS. This is probably going to be a different type of engine or more powerful or
right.
Souped up engine what the 3DS does now. But I got to think, if I'm putting money down, if I had to bet money, I'm betting this year now. I'm all aboard the 2018 bandwagon. Put me on that train, whatever you want to call it. I guess now I'm just wondering, what is it though? Like, this makes me think this isn't going to be Generation 8, because I think that's what the next one would be, right? Sun and Moon was Gen 7, correct?
Yes.
Okay, so this makes me think this won't be Gen 8 then. I think it will. I wouldn't be surprised if maybe it's just like a souped up Sun and Moon, or an X and Y, or maybe it's just they're working on like a Pokemon Red and Blue remake like they did with Omega Ruby and Sapphire. Something like that, and they're just going to like, all right, we're going to just port it over to the Switch now.
Well, the reason why I would argue against that being like a souped up Sun and Moon is because they had the potential already to do something similar, and they pretty much did with Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon. I mean, originally this was going from a lot of the development stuff. There was a trademark for Pokemon Stars for the 3DS, and that was later like converted into like 2 separate games. So for being a souped up Sun and Moon, it's less than likely that's going to happen. It's going, from what I've been digging into and what I've read personally from since that E3 announcement where they said a Pokemon game is going to be coming to Switch, a mainline one, there's rumors suggesting that this is going to be like a brand new core Pokemon game.
Yeah.
So not like a remake, say like for Diamond and Pearl, because that would be exactly what would be coming next, considering it's been like almost 11 years since Diamond and Pearl first released, believe it or not. That was way back in 2007. So inside of that, there's a lot of suggestion where it's going to be a new type of Pokemon game. It could possibly have gameplay where it's going to be vastly different than some of the core games. So it's highly likely, if we get a Pokemon game this year by Game Freak, it's going to be something that we probably have never seen before.
Yeah, and that's what I'm hopeful for. And I'm just wondering how long this thing's been in development. And if this truly was only been in development for a year at this point, I'm just wondering how they're going to... I mean, it'd be crazy to think, unless they've already been like have some ideas in place, but I'm just kind of curious what is it going to look like? How is it going to run? Is it going to just, like I said, is this going to be the 3DS games, but on a Switch? Like, which I don't know if that necessarily... I think that would be a little disappointing if that was the case. And that's why I was, especially the time frame they have, like the first one to finally come to a console, and it's just a port, or essentially of a the handheld version. But I don't know. I'm hoping it's Gen 8 or it's something new, but I just at this point I wouldn't be surprised if this is like their, like you see like a lot of companies will make like HD remakes for the new consoles to figure out how this stuff works before they make it the big game. Like I wouldn't be surprised if like we get like, that's why I'm thinking maybe this is Pokemon Star. Maybe this is, there was those rumors last year before the Switch came out that Pokemon Star was coming to the Switch. What if they just did like an ultra Sun and Moon and just made like added more stuff to what they did with Ultra Moon and Sun, and now that's Pokemon Star. I wouldn't be. It wouldn't. Whatever they do at this point, I don't think I would be surprised. I feel like anything is possible. I'm hoping it's Gen 8 or something new. The only thing that would like the two things I would want would either be Gen 8 or like a complete remake of like Pokemon Red, Blue, and Yellow. Like those are the two things that I would love to see. Anything else? I don't think I'd be really upset about it, but I feel like really at this point it's kind of exciting because it feels like anything is possible right now with what this can be.
Right. Well, let me remind you about something. Remember when we were first hearing about rumors of the Nintendo Switch, and one of those rumored articles happened to be experimenting with like a particular feature inside the type of Pokemon games that would be on that device? That was like way back, I would think about like a year or two before we even got the Switch announcement.
Yeah.
Stuff like that.
Yeah.
So in hindsight, these people, the Game Freak people, probably have been experimenting with the Switch's like hardware in terms of the type of Pokemon game that they've wanted to do way before even like the events of like, say, what they did initially go on for Sun and Moon. So a lot of the character sprites and a lot of the things that we've seen on the 3DS right now from them, like pushing the hardware and all this and all that, a lot of the bases could have been potentially just a prototype thing to test on the Nintendo Switch.
Yeah.
So
that's a good point. True.
In and of itself, it's going to be interesting to see when the final product comes out, what it's going to play like, how it's going to look. We all know it's going to be prettier and it's going to be like almost like a powerhouse for that system. So
yeah, that's true. I mean, those are good points. That they could have been beta testing this thing for a little while now, but working on it for over a year, which cool. I mean, yeah, I'm in agreement with that. You kind of bested me on that one. That's a good point about. I never think about that. I just kind of figured. I was just thinking, okay, well, they announced it at E3, and they didn't even have like Metro Prime 4 at least had a graphic. Like this was just a guy sitting in an office saying, "Hey, yeah, we're working on Pokemon Switch." So
I know. Yeah. I know. It was just funny because I'm just thinking back of that was actually one of the rumors we had addressed in a previous episode of our podcast, where it's like. It was like a rumored thing where like the whole handheld like console hybrid and the new Pokemon games that are be testing on there. That was totally one of the rumors that we did read, and that's what kind of reminded me of that.
Good points. I hope, like I said, I hope that's all true. I would love to see the first one to be on like an actual home. I know it's not a home console, but you know what I mean. It's like the first real like Nintendo home console. Yeah. And I would hope that it's like something fresh and new, kind of like what I hope it's kind of like what X and Y was, where it was kind of like this it was like the restart button for the reboot almost of the Pokemon franchise. And I hope that this is the same for the Switch version. So, and I actually am. I hope it is this year. I really do now, because or at least we get something at E3 at the very least, like some details of what it is. But yeah, that's pretty cool news with some. I guess we'll probably have a pretty good idea. You gotta think we'd know by E3, right? That'd probably be the big showpiece for E3.
Oh yeah, that would definitely be one of the main showpieces outside of the other games that are rumored to be presented.
Yeah, it also makes you think that since Nintendo's pushing for that to be out this year, that they don't. I wonder if they don't have anything else big to release in 2018 for the fall season. Like what?
Huh.
I mean, I know obviously the E3's hasn't happened yet, and they always do directs. Doesn't necessarily mean even if it's not E3, doesn't mean it's not going to happen. I mean, like Sun and Moon wasn't even shown off at E3. It was shown off, I think, a little after that, the year it came out. To Pokemon X and Y, I think too. So yeah, I'm just kind of curious though. Like, I'm just trying to think of what big thing they can do this year, and maybe they're putting Pokemon is going to be it's either that or nothing. But yeah, we'll see. It's going to be another fun year for Nintendo, that's for damn sure. But moving on to some potentially fun news for PlayStation fans. The original Spyro the Dragon trilogy, not confirmed, but it pretty much is. Sounds like it's going to get remastered, and it's coming out this fall. I believe, what are they called? Spyro the Dragon, Ripto's Rage, and Spyro the Dragon, Year of the Dragon. All being remastered by Activision. Vicarious Visions is said to be the ones doing the remasters, which they did the Insane trilogy last year for Crash Bandicoot. Sounds like they're going to do the same thing with PlayStation 4, where it's going to be on there first, and they're going to have like a 1 year exclusivity rights to it. So don't be surprised if we hear something soon about Crash Bandicoot for Xbox One and Switch. Probably sometime after July, because I think it came out right at the end of June, if I remember correctly. Insane Trilogy did. So we should be hearing something about those being ported over soon. But yeah, like I said, they made that last year. So they did a pretty good job with the Insane Trilogy. And like I said, it's supposed to be somewhere. It's the third quarter of 2018. So somewhere between July and September, and it's gonna have some PlayStation Pro support. And this September, a lot of people are thinking September because that would be the 20-year anniversary of the original Spyro game.
Wow.
Yeah. So I don't think we've ever really talked about Spyro before in this podcast ever.
We never have.
I am not a fan of Spyro. I tried playing them back in the day on PlayStation and didn't care for them. I'm not really a 3D platformer guy all that much. Like, there are obviously exceptions to the rules. Like, Super Mario 3D World, Cap Toad being the greatest platformer of all time. I digress. But Yeah, I wasn't a big fan of it. Were you a fan of Spyro? I'm curious now.
To be perfectly honest with you, when it came to the PlayStation brand, like during those early days, that was one of the few game series I missed. I never played Crash back in the day, and I definitely never played Spyro. But with this rumor of the announcement of like a remake similar to what the Crash Bandicoot stuff like this, I would be absolutely delighted to try that out. You know, because these are platformers that made like Insomniac Games like one of the household names for the PlayStation brand up until they went through with the Ratchet and Clank games on the PS2 era and stuff like that. So just having a chance to play through those classic games, it sounds really appealing to me.
Yeah. I'm going to say I probably ain't going to pick it up, but I said the same thing about the Crash Bandicoot games.
And you did anyway.
I did anyways. And I didn't, I mean, there was definitely one of those things where nostalgia for me personally was better. The game was better back in the 90s to me than it was in 2017. But I feel like I feel pretty good with myself when I say I ain't picking this up more than I did with the Crash Bandicoot games. But yeah, I don't know. I'm excited for the people that love that franchise. There was definitely, it was a huge thing until obviously, like same with Crash Bandicoot, Activision got their hands on it and kind of ran it to the ground. But there's still, I think like Netflix does like a animated show and everything, so it's still, I gotta imagine there's gotta be like a fan base behind it still with kids and teenagers and stuff to this day.
Especially with like the Skylanders stuff. You know,
that's right. Yeah, that's true. So that was a big thing. But yeah, I don't know. That's cool. I am, like I said, excited for those fans. Not something that's tickling my fancy, but I guess we'll see. It's supposed to be announced next month officially by Activision, so I guess we'll know sometime in March about that. But moving on to Kingdom Hearts 3. We got some news about that. They had D22 Japan, which is a big, like Disney does events. I think every year they do like a Japanese one, then they do a big one. I think in the summertime for in America. I think it's in, I can't remember if it's in LA or Orlando, but they do it wherever there's like a Disney World or Disneyland theme park, whatever. I don't remember which one Japan's called. But anyways, so they showed off a new trailer for Kingdom Hearts 3. We got like the official theme song for it. I think it's like Don't Think Twice or whatever like that. And they officially announced, which has been heavily rumored, the Monsters Inc. world, and they showed like a little trailer there. They previously announced like Toy Story, and there's like a big rumor that Frozen's gonna be a thing. So pretty much, actually, yeah, I think Frozen's gonna be real because every time, like 6 months to a year before it's officially revealed, there's already like screenshots or heavy rumors about it online. So yep. I feel like all this stuff's true. But they, at the end of the trailer, I think the real news out of it is that they gave it 2018 as the year of the release of it.
Wow.
I guess we've talked about it when stuff comes up about it. I remember we talked about it a lot, especially when it was announced it was in development at like 2014 E3, I believe. Or no, 2000 E3
4 years ago.
I think it was E3 2013 actually when they were.
Oh god.
Is either that? Oh man, which one was it? I can't remember if it was the year the PS4 was revealed or if it was the year after. It was one of the two.
I think it was the year after. It had to have been the year after. I even remember little things about it.
Yeah. So that makes sense. But yeah, so it's been in development for at least 4 years. But do we actually two questions here. Do we care? And do we actually think 2018 is realistic? I'll let you answer first.
All right, for one thing, I do care about Kingdom Hearts as a franchise.
Yeah, okay.
Even though, and I will humbly admit this, I have not played through and beat a Kingdom Hearts game since the summer of 2006. Damn. Kingdom Hearts 2 on the PS2. I am fully ready to get back into that franchise, but it's been a hell of a long time since I've played one of those games. But on the other side and stuff like that, the 2018 release date, it's Square Enix. They've been teasing Kingdom Hearts 3 now for ever since the freaking finish of Kingdom Hearts 2.
Yeah, there was a trailer. Wasn't there a trailer if you 100% of the game for Kingdom Hearts 3?
Here's the thing. On the Japanese version, there was like a final remix type of stuff that appeared either on the PS2 or something like that had a little movie after it. People thought it was Kingdom Hearts 3, and it ended up becoming an advertisement, like a little trailer thing for a PSP game, which ended up becoming Birth by Sleep, I think it was.
Which I heard is pretty good.
Well, yeah, it is pretty good from what it is and stuff. But, oh boy. When it comes to the actual release date, it's a toss in the air. We don't know whether or not that's going to be what they decide it's going to be released for. If we're talking about one of the same developers and stuff like that was responsible to work on Final Fantasy 15, which kept that series stagnant for fucking years and stuff until they got him out of there.
It was like a PS2 game.
Somebody else. Yes. Well, actually, no. Final Fantasy 15 was supposed to be 13.2.
That's right, yeah.
On the PlayStation 3. And it never came out on the PlayStation 3 because the guy was such a perfectionist that Square Enix had to literally get the guy out of the role. I forget the name of him now. I want to say it's like Tetsuya something, but oh god. But it's gonna bother me now. Anyway,
I'll look it up.
Long story short, Final Fantasy 15 finally came out. It's a fantastic game. I still need to finish it. That's one of my backlog stuff. But it's the same thing. It's the same dude who works on Kingdom Hearts. So for Kingdom Hearts 3 to maybe be a little bit away from the 2018 release date, that doesn't surprise me in the least. Do I want it out this year? Hell yes. Oh my gosh.
Tetsuya Nomura.
That's what I thought it was. Tetsuya or something like that. Tetsuya Nomura. Yep. Yeah. I knew I was on the right track. Yeah. Sheesh.
Yeah, sorry, go on.
But anyway, that's pretty much what I'm saying, man. It's like 2018. I would like for it to come out then, but I kind of doubt it will.
Yeah. I feel like there's a better chance that Last Guardian 2 comes out in 2018 than Kingdom Hearts 3 does. So,
True.
And I doubt that's not even a thing. Last Guardian 2. Yeah, I feel like that's definitely. I think what we're gonna see here, like in the next 4 or 5 months, is hey, it's getting delayed early 2019. I would feel comfortable going back to the Pokemon thing, saying that if I had to bet money, that I would feel comfortable saying early 2019 is when it comes out officially.
Probably.
But that said, I'm going back and forth with Kingdom Hearts. Like for a long time there, like when it first was announced in development, I'm like, yes, all right, cool. And then like late 2015 or whatever, year and a half later after it was announced, I'm like, why do I even give a shit? Like I watched trailers. I'm just like, I don't care. But like I saw that last trailer and I'm like, man, like I loved Kingdom Hearts 1 and 2, especially 1. 1 was amazing. 2, I beat both of them when they came out on PS2, and 2 I remember but I think back to 2 and I remember not liking it that much, and I remember you had to play that stupid Game Boy Advance card game one. Chain of Memories. Yeah.
That was in between Kingdom Hearts 1 and 2
and it was,
chronologically.
Yeah, and it was like the first half of the game, like if I remember correctly, you had like a lot of it had like revolved around that game. I'm just like, why did they do this? Why? Like what? And then like now you have all the PSP games, the PS Vita games, the 3DS games, and they're all like involved in the franchise. So I'm wondering.
Well, yeah, that's very true too. And plus, honestly, anyone that's new to that franchise, please, if you're trying to look for chronological stuff in order to what you should play first, stop right now. Go to a Wikipedia page and actually go through and check it out for yourself.
Yeah.
Because it's very hard to explain for us currently.
I'm going to have to there's what is it? It's like Ineligible Monsters or something like that. There's like this really good site that YouTube page where like they do they explain stories and stuff. I remember watching a bunch of those from Metal Gear before Metal Gear Solid 5 came out to like remember everything. So maybe like check them out. I think it's like I said, Ineligible Monsters or something like that. I don't know. It's something monsters, but they're pretty good and they helped me remember a lot of shit and explain some things I didn't even know. But I'll probably check that out to get into Kingdom Hearts 3. I've been like I even like went and looked like how much they remade they up-res the Kingdom Hearts 1 and 2 for PS4 last year or 2 years ago. I'm like, how much do those cost? There's like $30. I'm like, ooh, a little more than I want to pay, but maybe I should check them out and see. I think I might just buy those in like sometime when it's like in the summer when it's dead or whatever, and replay those and see if maybe if I still like those games even, or if I like them, play through them, memorize what the fuck's going on in that game. But yeah, I'm just going back and forth because I hope I like the game. I hope by looking at my childhood, I definitely want to play I've been wanting Kingdom Hearts 3 for 12 fucking years. So now it's like, and it's finally like within our grasp, and I'm just like, I don't know if I care, and it sucks. Like I feel like my childhood, like I should probably like play that game just for my 14-year-old self. But yeah, I don't know. I like.
I still have the game for PS2, by the way.
That's fine, dude. I think I bought the game like 3 times because I kept going back and playing the original Kingdom Hearts game. I kept going back and playing it, and that game's a fucking masterpiece. So I don't know. I'm probably gonna wait till I hear more, see some more gameplay and all that. But I don't know. We'll see how it goes. I'm like I said, I am cautiously optimistic about this game. And like I said, 2018 is not gonna happen. Nice try though. Who the fuck makes that game? Square Enix. Yeah, nice try on that one. But that is pretty much, I think, all the big news came out of it. There's some other things out there, but it's not that big a deal. So let's go ahead and move on to what we've been playing. Actually, if it's cool with you, Gables, I'd like to go first.
Go ahead.
Because I want to fucking talk about Dragon Ball FighterZ. Dragon Ball FighterZ. Dragon Ball FighterZ.
Let's talk about Dragon Ball FighterZ.
That game is so goddamn cool.
Yeah.
It is so cool. Like, don't get me wrong. I don't want to watch the anime anymore. I actually want to watch the anime even less than I wanted to before. And this is coming from, if you listen to some of our older shows, which you can do on our YouTube channel and also our iTunes page, because I would post them up there. But if you listen to that, you've listened for a long time. You know, when I listened to Jake and Gables for years ramble on about Dragon Ball and bored and annoyed to tears, and now I'm just like, I watched that I think it was like E3 showed up. I'm like, oh, that looks pretty cool, and then it came out and I'm like, that looks really cool. And what finally sold me on it was watching Gables on a Twitch stream a few weeks ago playing the game. I'm like, that game looks fucking amazing. And so I picked, I was telling Gables for the show, I went out to eat last weekend with some friends, and there was a GameStop a couple doors over. I had a coupon, and there was a used copy there. It was $20. I was like, what the fuck? Bought it. And the other game I'm going to talk about is Shadow Colossus. I've had Shadow Colossus for a week longer, and I probably put like 4 times more time into Dragon Ball FighterZ than I have Shadow of the Colossus.
Wow.
Yeah, I have put probably 8 or 9 hours into this game.
Wow.
Yeah,
dude.
it is super fun. Like,
yeah, it is.
It's so fast and intense. I have no idea what's happening at all. I'm just pressing buttons. The story is fucking dumb. Like, I don't understand what's happening with that. There's somebody inside Goku's body, and it's really weird the way that they keep saying someone's inside of me, and Goku keeps saying someone's inside of me, and I can't. And he's saying it with a straight face. How? How is he saying it with a straight face? It doesn't make any sense to me. That's I found myself the Dragon Ball FighterZ is the funniest game I played in years, and it's ironically funny. But it's up there with Jazz Punk. Jazz Punk is still probably the funniest game I've ever played, but it's a close second. But I have had a lot of fun. Just like I played the arcade mode. I went online. I'm never gonna do that again. It was a stupid idea. Really bad idea. I got, the guy swept me. I think I got like 3 hits in. I played a couple other games and I did okay, but I didn't kill a single guy. So basically the core concept is it's 3v3, pick 3 characters, Trunk, Mushu Pork, Majin Buu, yeah, the Chinese food guy. And then also Goku Black are my go-tos. Mushu Pork, like I said, is probably actually the coolest character in the game. What's his real name? I'm sorry, I can't remember it.
Well, he's called Majin Buu.
Majin Buu.
Oh my god, you call him Mushi.
Majin Pork is a pretty cool character. He's like a giant pink guy. Looks like a fat fucking Kirby.
Fat fucking Kirby that turns people into chocolate.
Yes. God. But I'm doing the arcade, playing through a bunch of that. Story mode, like I said, story is, I don't know what the fuck's like it. So, yeah, links and stuff. Yeah, but anyways.
Well, yeah.
Go ahead.
Honestly, I would just say that the story probably isn't like the major strong point of that whole single player mode. I mean, I can give you credit for that.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Well, no, yeah, and obviously I've never watched a single. I shouldn't say that. I remember like waiting for the shows I like to watch when I was a kid, and I had to like watch bits and pieces of Dragon Ball Fighter back in the day, and I had friends that would watch it. So I probably combined in my life maybe spent an hour and two in bits and pieces seeing Dragon Ball. But going into this with really no knowledge of what's going on, I know Goku. That's about it. And jumping in this game, obviously I have no idea. Just a lot of people. It's like there's one guy that has like hair longer than him. He's like 3 feet tall and has 4 foot hair. Yeah, I mean, it's like I said, it's 3v3. You pick 3 characters, fight 3 characters. You can tag them in and out. Basically, it's 1 round, and whoever has character or characters remaining wins. But it's just so fast and intense, and the graphics are really cool. It looks like the show, and that's really, I think that's what's most impressive about it, is it kept that style. Everything I could tell about it, it's like I said, it's fast and intense. To get like a match takes like a minute. I just love
it. Does.
Yeah, and I just love picking it up, and like I'll play like a handful of matches, or I'm like, man, I just feel like beating the shit out of something. I'll put it on and play it, and like next thing you know, 45 minutes has gone by. There's like 3 different stories. Each story has like 9 chapters. There's like 3 different arcs, and I think I'm on like I think I said chapter 5 of the first arc. And I've been going through and like, cause like there's some cutscenes in there and like all story, but every chapter there's a board and you can move along. You have X amount of turns per chapter. And I've been like going through and I've been fighting every single one. You have like XP you can earn. You're in like status things, like your attack power goes up or your health goes up.
Yep.
So.
And also you actually have a chance, if you battle enough and stuff, to unlock things called, I think it's like these skill link sort of things that you can go on to your edit team option and stuff like that. You check out these phases, and they're supposed to make your characters even stronger in terms of like unlocking material. And depending upon which fighters you play, you have like the option of like maybe 5 or 6 phases or something like that. But the purpose of them is if you battle enough with them, it'll make your fighters stronger in that way that when you battle against the specific opponents or specific things in chapters, that you will be at your top form.
Is that when you do like when Goku's hair turns yellow?
Not like that.
Okay.
No, that's like default from the get-go when you're playing as regular Goku.
Super Saiyan.
I know this is gonna be kind of like boring for you for a minute here.
No, that's fine. Go on.
But in terms of like the whole, the story thing and stuff like that, the whole aspect of linking and stuff, it's because the characters cannot use their full powers. This is why you have to go through, battle each of those like clones and stuff in order to unlock these like skill links to make your fighters stronger and stuff. It's sort of like an RPG sort of ish type of thing you got to do on top of the fighting game stuff.
Yeah, that's true.
That's if you want to do 100% things, which I personally haven't. Personally, I've went through the hero arc and the villain arc, and I'm on the last one right now. I think it's chapter 3 of the android stuff. That's the final like chapter of that whole single player stuff, and it's a blast. Yeah, I gotta admit, it's a blast.
Literally, it is a blast. There's a lot of shit getting blown up. No, I mean I really don't have much more to say other than it's awesome game. Going into 2018, I would never have thought that the first real like game of the year contender would be a Dragon Ball fighting game.
For you?
Yeah.
I wouldn't have expected that either.
I didn't think I wouldn't even be on my radar, let alone play it, let alone buy it.
Tyler's surprise hit of the year is Dragon Ball FighterZ.
Yeah, this you can. When we do our end of the year stuff, and we talk about surprise of the year, it's already won. Like Dragon Ball FighterZ has already got it. Like I don't think there's anything else out there in like the nerd culture of things that I give zero shits about. That I would care about liking, other than maybe like WWE 2K19 being good. That's about it.
Oh, if there comes like a Yu-Gi-Oh game sometime out this year and you incredibly like it, I think you will.
Hey,
do something.
I would love another Yu-Gi-Oh card game. I loved Yu-Gi-Oh. Yu-Gi-Oh was it Legacy of the Duelist a couple years ago? That game was awesome, and I would love another one of those. Give me that shit
too. Honestly, just something that's. I know it's going to be even more complicated now because they introduced other new crap to complicate that card game even more. I don't know.
Just do the original shit.
It's more complicated to play than Magic.
For
God's sake.
I was already confused playing Legacy of the Duelist in the last chunk of it.
Oh yeah. They've added something that's called like skill links and all this other shit and stuff. They totally reworked the mat, so it's like there are like too many ways to summon creatures in this game now.
Yeah, I remember playing Jake, and he's like somehow had like 3,000 attack power creatures in like 3 turns. I'm like,
yeah,
how
that happened? That happens because of a thing called pendulum summoning stuff, which
stupid.
It's so stupid because you could use that to potentially put monsters on the field without having to sacrifice other monsters, and that is so abusable in that frame.
It used to be a big deal back in the day. When I watched Yu-Gi-Oh, to have a single card that had 3,000 attack power. Now there's just like 50 of them. Everybody has like, you only have 40 cards in your deck, but 38 of them are monsters with fucking 3,000 attack power or more. Man, in the good old days of Yu-Gi-Oh, like the worst thing you had to worry about was like tune cards. That was it. I barely understood fusion summons, let alone fucking pendulum shit. God damn that game, man. Just fuck. Just do the cool stuff. Like 2004 peak Yu-Gi-Oh. Do that. Anyways, the other game I'm playing, Shadow of the Colossus. Talked about it last week. I bought it. I watched the first cutscene like 9 times. Finally got past the first cutscene. I have defeated 12 of the Colossus.
Wow.
Yeah.
You've defeated like literally 12 out of the 13.
There's 16 actually.
16. Oh,
yeah.
fuck.
Yeah.
I've never beaten Shadow of the Colossus, but I think I've gotten upwards to like Colossi. I want to say 9. I'm not sure.
Yeah. So, Shadow of the Colossus is a game I've been interested in for a long time, and Justin talked about a lot last week, but it was like a weird game of like bad timing for me, where like when it came out originally on PS2 in 2006, I want to say, I was very much on the Nintendo dick, and unless you were a JRPG on PS2, like a Tales of game or Rogue Galaxy, I didn't give a shit about you. So I didn't play it then, and that was right when the Xbox 360 came out and the Wii was coming out. So, and then
understandable.
Yeah.
Yes.
And then it got remade for the PS3, but then I didn't have a PS3 anymore when it came out. And then it finally came out for PlayStation Plus, and I had a PS3 again, but it was right before the PS4. It was literally like a week before PS4 came out. They put them out there for free, so I was like, that ain't happening. So it's just been a game of bad timing for me, or a game I've wanted to check out and play. And I've had several, don't get me wrong, I've had several opportunities to play it. I just, whatever. Now it's out on PS4. Got the PS4 Pro, obviously, and playing that on performance mode, 60 frames per second. Game is absolutely stunning, absolutely beautiful. Like Justin said last week, it's built from the ground up. It's Blue Point's own code. But anyways, they made Last Guardian. Japan Studios did. It's probably one of my favorite games of all time. One of the best games of the generation to me personally. My game of the year for 2016. So even after I play Last Guardian, I'm like, I want to play this game even more now. And it's good. And I feel like this is a game like where I went into it just too optimistic. Like, don't get me wrong, I really like the game. The game is, like I said, absolutely gorgeous. The setting is beautiful. The monsters, the Colossi, are really cool. But it's not grabbing me like I thought it would. I thought this was a game I'd pick up and just like fucking plow through in no time at all. And it's just like whenever I play it, I can only do like 2 or 3. I'll fight 2 or 3 at a time, and that's it. And I'm kind of done with it. And like I said, I'm enjoying the game. It's not a game I'm like. If there was a bunch of it, like if this is one of those games that came out like in a busier time where I'm playing like trying to play 20 games at once or whatever, this game would have got. I wouldn't be finishing this game. This is a game. The only reason I'm sticking with it and I'm actually gonna see it through just because other than Dragon Ball, not really playing a whole lot. But yeah, I mean it's still a really good game. I don't want to sit there and sound negative on it. Like I said, this game is gorgeous. The some of the like defeating some of the Colossuses or Colossi feel really good. And, like each one, it's kind of cool from like because each one you fight feels like a puzzle. And I could see like Justin kept saying like talking about how it reminds him of Zelda a lot. I totally see that. Like everything about this game feels like a Zelda game in a way.
Yep.
But I like the farther I get into it, I feel like the first like 4 or 5 Colossi you fight are like those are like the best 5 I fought, and the rest of them just kind of feel like they get a little more complicated, but the fights don't seem. I think like that moment where you kill a Colossi like you felt in the beginning, kind of doesn't have that same punch like it used to. You don't have that fuck yeah moment like I used to in the first half of the game, and I think I'm just going through the motions at this point, like, and also like going like so when we used to, like every time you defeat a Colossi, it warps you back to like the shrine where your dead wife or daughter or girlfriend is. Doesn't really tell you which one it is, and you just like you raise your sword up and it kind of points you in the direction of where the next one is, and like the first like 6 or so were like not too far off away from that shrine, and now they're starting to get a little more elaborate, and like you gotta like they're kind of like mazes, and you gotta find them. It's a little hard to find them, and that's not really fun. Like the environment is gorgeous and looks really cool, but you kind of go through the same spots a lot, and it's like you point. It's like okay, okay, no, it doesn't take me there. It's not like a direct path like it was before. Now I gotta like go through these windy roads. There's a cave over there. It just gets a little more complicated, a little farther out, and it's just like that's not. I don't know. It's like this isn't as fun. This isn't as interesting to me. Like the interesting parts is fighting the Colossi. And you spend literally, I think I spent more time in the last 5 or 6 Colossi looking for them than fighting them. Because each fight can take you about maybe 10 minutes to kill them. Once you like, it takes you half the time is figuring out how to kill them, and the other half is just killing them. So I'm literally spending more time finding these than anything else, and that's not really fun to me. I guess like there's no other enemies to fight in the world. I found some like shrines you can pray to, and you can there's like some silver-tailed lizards that you can shoot, and you give you more. You kill them and you get more grip meter. But no, I mean, like I'm not trying to say this is like a bad game or anything. I think this is absolutely gorgeous. Like I said, gorgeous game. It's a fun game. Some cool stuff to it. But it's definitely a game where I think it's a me problem more than it's a game problem, where I think I hype myself up more to the point that this game could never live up to those expectations, is what I'm saying. So it's like it's $40. I would sit there. I mean, I'm gonna finish this game. I already know the ending, which sucks. I think maybe this a game would have some more impact if I didn't. But it's like definitely it is kind of cool though in the sense that I know what the ending is. And you kind of see like the little breadcrumbs they're leaving behind to set you up for that. But no, I think like I said, $40. I think if you have a PS4, check it out for sure. And if you like Japan Studios kind of games, definitely pick it up, play it. But yeah, I mean, 2 really cool games that I've been playing this week, and it's fucking February. Who would have thought that? I got Bayonetta 2 for the Switch yesterday. Haven't got a chance to play it. I want to finish Shadow of Colossus before I jump into that. But Gables, what have you been playing, buddy?
Let's see. From the last time that we've talked, I have finished Frederick 2. Yes. The Resurrection I'm using on Switch.
How the fuck have you finished that and I haven't played it yet? I'm sorry. Go on.
I know, right? I played through both of those Frederick games and stuff and beat them. I think I beat the first one like a little bit before we recorded the last time, and it's like the second one. It took me a little bit though, but it took me like a few days when I beat the second. I beat the second one, and it was just so funny. It took me like maybe like a few hours. But those games are pretty damn fun, I got to admit. The last final thing in Frederick 2, when you're going to that final battle and stuff, got a little bit complicated, but other than that, though, it was pretty cool just to go through using the touchscreen. And I got to admit, man, it's like the touchscreen is the way to go with this game. Not keyboard, not buttons or any type of like other crap. It's like you got to physically go through. The best option, in my honest opinion, for control style is touch base.
Yeah.
But yeah, let's see, Frederick 2 Resurrection of Music or whatever it's called. That was a good game. So I moved on, and I had purchased Fire Emblem Warriors.
Fuck yeah!
Switch. So, because I'm a fan of the Fire Emblem series in general, and plus I've had a natural curiosity since I hadn't watched too much gameplay of the game, because, well, quite simply, it's Dynasty Warriors with Fire Emblem characters, so it's not going to be that much of a good idea even to watch it regardless. So, I went through, and I am about 4 or 5 chapters in.
Wow.
I love playing as like characters like Chrom and stuff, and like, oh my gosh, I think I've unlocked like some of my favorite characters from Awakening, like Cordelia and stuff like that. I mean, Cordelia is really fun to use because she's like one of those Pegasus Knights and stuff.
Oh yeah, on stage, she's cool.
Does her various attacks and stuff like that. You know, she was one of my favorite characters in Fire Emblem Awakening on the 3DS back when that game came out and stuff. But let's see. There is a lot of depth inside this game. It's not more or less like the hack and slash stuff. It's more than that. You can go through the campfire stuff in between missions, level up certain characters like attack nodes, defense nodes, like boost nodes, and all this other stuff. It has the same weapon triangle as it is in the Fire Emblem games, where like swords are better than axes, axes are better than lances, lances are better than swords. That weapon triarchy, that trifecta of like a weakness, strength stuff, which is super cool just to think about, because it's like you're going through, you have one character that's facing off against a brand of enemy that will do better, especially if like the enemy is like has a weapon, like weapons that are weaker to what you're doing, or you know when to order a unit to like away from a certain area, or else they would get slaughtered easily. And that's just one thing that I have to get used to. I have to go ahead and like prioritize when I'm going to be having specific units in my team in order to try to avoid just running off by themselves, because I've almost lost a character that way, where the AI literally took him like all the way to like almost with a boss character, and he almost died. I'm like, oh my god, seriously. But that's more or less me strategizing like a little bit off kilter, since even when I go into a match and stuff, I don't like really do ordering around of like specific characters into specific spots before we start a battle. So when we're in the middle of it, I just go through, I switch with the D-pad, just switch the characters I like, which, you know what, the main characters are not really that bad. I control the guy and stuff, but they level up pretty fast. All the characters do level up really fast. And their supers, everything else, is really fun to see. Like, you can go forth and have team attacks, too. You team up with a specific character. Like, you have your main character team up with either Lissa or Chrom, or like, or even like other various characters you unlock along the way and stuff. And it just creates so much more fun options and so much depth that it makes me want to go through and like just almost unlock little bits and portions and see not only which characters are in there next, but like what I can experiment with in terms of comboing with characters. And you know what? So far, it's like I have been enjoying it pretty well. You know, it's definitely something that I've needed to get used to, but it just leaves a satisfying feel, because it's not really like how certain Fire Emblem games where it's all text heavy and stuff, the whole strategy RPG like stuff. This is much more approachable to me because I don't have to really think about stuff too much. I can just go forth and just mindlessly mash the buttons and stuff and take out 50 to 100 guys a pop.
Yes.
That's always an appealing thing to me.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
And it makes me more excited when Hyrule Warriors gets re-released on the Switch, because oh fuck, dude, I am ready for that shit too.
Mm-hmm. My body is definitely ready for that.
Now, for other games on the Switch, I had purchased Bayonetta 2 as well, but as of this moment, I'm still downloading the first game on the system because it was a digital code only, which kind of sucks in a way because when it released on Wii U, it had 2 discs. But
oh yeah, I forgot there was 2 discs. Yeah.
But there isn't 2 cartridges inside of the Switch version, which means you have to download the original on your Switch, which is like around 8 gigabytes or so, and then you have the Bayonetta 2, which I'm not too sure how much that takes up space-wise, but let's just say I'm glad that it's not all digital.
Yeah. Bayonetta 2 was 12.5 gigs.
Yeah. Even if you got like a 16 gigabyte card with all that stuff, you would probably not be able to play both games at the same time.
Yeah, pretty much Bayonetta 1 and 2, if you bought them digitally, would take up all the internal storage on your Switch. It's like 21 gigabytes for both.
Yeah. But other than that, though, I haven't really been playing anything else. I've dabbled with Fire Emblem Warriors, finished the Frederick 2 stuff, got Bayonetta 2 and stuff, and it's like, I am good right now.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely some good stuff coming out for... It's only February. This is going to be... I feel like this is going to be another crazy year for games.
It has that feel already.
Yeah. March, we talked about March already a little bit, but March is looking good. We got Detective Pikachu, No Way Out, and Far Cry 5. There's a Kirby game coming out in March as well. You know, April, we don't know what's going on, but fucking May, you got Donkey Kong, Country Freeze. There's a Mario Tennis, Hyrule Warriors. There's a lot of shit, man. Spider-Man, Detroit's coming out this spring. Fucking possibly Days Gone, Red Dead Redemption 2. I don't know if it's going to surpass, we talked about last year, I don't think anything's ever going to surpass 2017. But 2018 is taking a good shot. We haven't got the E3 yet.
I know.
You're going to give it their best shot. So it's been it's going to be awesome. Gables, you and I, we got to play some, once I figure out what's going on, you and I got to play Dragon Ball FighterZ.
Yeah, it's kind of a little bit of a cumbersome thing in order to play like with different friends. Basically, what you have to do in order to... And here's the thing, which kind of pisses me off. Both of us have to be on the same server.
Yeah, I don't like the server thing. Yeah.
I don't really like the server thing at all. Especially if it's like the connection stuff is having like issues, which that server is like every week is down a specific day for like routine maintenance and stuff like that. But you have to do a couple of different, like, jump through different types of hoops and stuff in order to battle somebody. So we'll figure this out eventually.
Yeah, yeah, it's really annoying because there's like 30 different regions to pick from, and each region has like 20 different servers in it.
Yep.
Like, why do this? It's weird. Makes sense why 80% of the PC gamers for Dragon Ball FighterZ dropped off in a matter of weeks. So, but yeah. Anyways, that is it for the show this week. I do want to mention I'm really bad at mentioning this. I say every month or so I'm gonna do better about it, and I don't. And we're at the end of that. But at the end of this, but our flashback shows are coming to an end. I think this is Saturday night, we're recording it. I try to release one every Thursday, and I forgot to do it this week. I'm busy with work, so release one today instead on Saturday. I think that was episode 57. There's only 61 in total to release, so we've only got a few more to go. Actually, we're going to release 2 more next week, 58 and 59. And then, I think the week after that might be the last 1 or 2. But I actually did, as a bonus, I found a podcast that Gables, Jake, and I recorded a few years ago. I want to say it was E3 2015. That just never got released. I went through and I looked at our old feed, and the feed we're on currently, and it's like episode like 123 or something like that, or 113, I can't remember, and it's just not there. It's not there at all, so it never got released, and so we're going to release that one. So we'll officially have every podcast we've ever recorded, except for the ones that we lost, that's on the feed at the same time. So that'd be cool. So I hope you guys have been listening to that. I'm paying an extra little bit of money every month to put these shows out. So I hope you guys listen and appreciate them. They were fun to go ahead and go back and listen to. And remember what the hell we talked about back in 2013 and 14 when we did these shows. It was a year and a half of podcasts that just were gone forever. So it's again, like I said, it's fun to go back and listen to them. I listened to bits and pieces of them, just kind of remember what the fuck we talked about. I just wanted to see what we thought back then and our opinions, how they've changed today. So I recommend, if you guys haven't listened to those, you joined us later and just never listened to them, check them out, because it's really fun. I think it's really funny now, especially 5 years later, what the hell we've been talking about, and like I said, how things have changed and how like we don't really care a lot now. Like when we do the show, we're not like, obviously we're not trying to be millionaires or make any money off of this. We just do it because we love doing this. But how little we cared back then. It's amazing to me how dumb we were back then. And it's just and like, yeah, it's just funny. It's just fun to listen to. So I would recommend you check it out if you want to listen to Gables' credit card stories, or me drunk slurring on the show, or Jake and Gables singing the what random Pokemon theme song while I went to the bathroom. Yeah, talking to Sam about Karmaputra. That was fun too. So there's some really cool moments back then. We did a whole episode playing the Pokemon MMO that Jake made us play. We did a whole episode of us playing that while I was sick. Yeah, so there's some cool moments in there, and I highly recommend you guys go out there, download them, check them out, because we spent a lot of time, put a lot of time and effort into doing those shows. It doesn't show, but we did. So yeah, check them out. But yeah, I think, like I said, that's probably the show for the week. Thank you guys for listening. If you want to hear more from us, we have Facebook page and group, Drunk Dashers Podcast. Like those, like and join those, please. Twitch at Drunk Nerds Pod. Follow us there on iTunes. We are Drunk Dashers Podcast on YouTube. Drunk Nerds Podcast. I think it's just Drunk Nerds. One of those two. Just look up Drunk Nerds, you'll find us. And then on Twitch, we are at, or not at, but we are Drunk Nerds Podcast on there. Believe I got everything in that one. I should really write those things down. But yeah, check us out in all those places. Oh, Twitch, like us. Follow us. And it says friend request. We like friends. Friends are good. I forgot one. I knew that. Damn it. I'll figure it out eventually. We're only 252 episodes into this. But yeah, I was your host for this week. I was Tyler.
And I have been Colonel Gables. So until next week, everyone, peace out and have yourself a fun week.
You too, Gables, and you too, guys. I just opened a beer, and now we're done with the show. And I don't know what to do.
It's kind of funny. What's also kind of funny is we still need to reference somebody, don't we?
Oh, shit! You're supposed to remind me. Damn it, Gables. Damn it. I told you. All right. Well, you know what? You did it. You told me in the show, so that counts. I can't blame you for this one. If you guys, I'm gonna promote a couple other Twitch.tv accounts to check out. Obviously, one is our own Colonel Gables, so follow that one and send him a friend request. Mm-hmm. If you're a lovely lady that lives out in the what the hell is your name of your town again? Saskatchewan. Swami Samsonite. I knew it started with an S. Squim.
What? Squim. If you live out in Squim, Washington,
Port
look
Angeles.
me up. What?
Port Angeles. I always listening to say Squim. So.
Well, I'm there too, so it's like, hey.
Yeah, that's where you work, I think. Oh, Jesus. It only took an hour for this show to get stupid. But yeah, check out Colonel Gables on twitch.tv. Twitch.tv/Colonel Gables. And if you're a lovely lady that lives in that area of Samsonite, Wyoming.
God damn it, Tyler.
Send him a profile picture or a picture of your face, please.
God damn it. Don't make me look like a fucking perv.
Oh man.
Oh shit. We gotta end this shit.
Oh, sorry, Gables. I love you, man. But no, also check. But also twitch.tv/grpneck. It's supposed to be grip neck, but grpneck is a good friend of mine. He started a Twitch channel not too long ago. I believe I've promoted it before, but he's doing that, and he's trying to promote that, trying to get that off the ground, asking for followers. So check it out. Follow that, please, and share that with your friends. He's trying to get off the ground, like I said, and any money he raises towards it can all go towards autism. He has
nice.
I don't know if he wants to be saying this or not, but he has an autistic daughter, and he wants to raise awareness and share that. And whatever money he makes off of it, all goes to charity. So check it out. And also, actually, they probably need a promotion, but there is Shipwreck TS on twitch.tv/shipwreckts. Good friends of ours from Talking Ship. They also started about a year ago their own Twitch channel and doing very well for themselves. But every dime that they earn, you can actually subscribe to them on Twitch and follow them. But if whatever money they earn from subs and bitcoins or bits, whatever the hell the things are called, currency for Twitch, all that money they earn goes towards Extra Life. So check out all 4 of those Twitch channels, especially Grip Neck, GRP Neck, and Shipwreck TS, and send them some money if you can. Do whatever you can. But thank you guys once again for listening. I was your host. I was Tyler.
And once again, I have been Colonel Gables, so let's get out of here before...
Yeah.
Before I really just go under wraps. Good night, everybody.
Bye, guys. Samsonite, Wyoming. That's where he lives.